There we go. Now we got some
All right,
action.
bing, bing, bing.
Now we got some action. Welcome to Unpacked Radio. I'm your host, Norris Poe Johnson. I'm with myself, DC Baddest. We got
Hey.
Naressa on the way. Everybody had a little trouble in the DMV parking. It's a madhouse out there on 495. We got a few guests coming in, and we are talking about successful women. And whoever that's at the door, unfortunately, is going to have to hold on 1 second, and they're going to have to wait. First and foremost, we'll be back in 1 minute on Unpacked Radio. Hit the music, Reggie!
Vintage got the heat.
Welcome back to Unpacked Radio. And as you can see, we got three the hard way.
Through your hallway.
Hello.
The new team. I got with myself, DC Baddest.
Hey.
I got my man, United States Marine, Naressa.
Sir,
By the way, happy related birthday again,
Yes.
man.
happy
Related
birthday to my Marine Corps brother.
Yes.
Happy Veterans Day to all
Yes.
veterans.
Yes.
Salute. And we are talking about I'm a fucking boss. Now, Alicia.
Yes. DC's baddest.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you. I'm using government
You can
names.
use my
I'm using
government.
everybody
That's
government
fine.
names
That's
today.
fine.
I'm out
That is
everybody.
fine. That
Let me
is
stop.
fine.
DC
Not a problem.
Baddest.
Yes.
You a boss, right?
I am definitely a boss
you
in
got
every
the-
aspect of the word.
You got the fly Lexus out there.
Don't be putting my really.
You make your own jewelry.
I do.
You make your own flyers, because
I
that
do.
flyer you made was fire, by the way.
Thank
I'm going to send it to
you.
Reggie to post it later. That flyer was fly. That was a nice
you.
flyer.
Thank you.
You
Thank you. I
always
appreciate
looking
that.
glamorous.
Appreciate that.
Now, name all your businesses, because you got a few businesses
I
out there.
do, right?
So, name all your businesses.
Well, the first business, absolutely, I take my most pleasure in is being a mom, mother of 5. And I love my children to pieces, and they definitely are a business. I say that because it's a fine-tuned machine. We all have to operate together. So, yes. I am CEO of all my businesses. I have a business established just for women called My Sister's Keeper, Indeed, which is hyphenated MSK, Indeed, and it's catered to women who have gone through domestic violence and have or experienced breast cancer in some shape, form, or fashion, some type of cancer, which I am battling. I'm in stage 4, and I've been battling for the last 3 years. So shout out to all my sisters out there who's still in the fight. And those who have gone on to glory, and I always try to push out the most encouragement that I possibly can. So that's MSK Incorporated, all right? Then I have DC's Baddest Collection. DC's Baddest Collection is a collective gala of things that I do. Instead of just doing one page for jewelry, one page for nails, one page for hair, one page for lashes, I bring everything together. It's a collaboration. So I do make jewelry. I do buy jewelry and sell jewelry. This is what I've been doing lately. Since the pandemic started, has been creating mirrors. If you go on my page for DC's Baddest Collection, I do very large mirrors, very small mirrors, but very unique mirrors, which means I never repeat one. So I always get, can you do that Chanel mirror you did for her? I will, but it will never be the same. It'll always have a flip to it. And I love inspiring other people to jump into your creative side. I think everybody have a creative side. I really do, even you. I think you could put together some stuff, some little diamonds and bling.
That's interesting.
That is interesting, isn't it? I think you can too, even as a Marine.
I can't
You
draw.
can put hoorah and make
Yeah,
it bling
that's true.
out.
That's true.
Make it in 3D. I just believe that everybody has a creative side. I also am a hairstylist, makeup artist. I do sing a little bit here and there. I haven't hit my heart in a little while. I miss church so
And
much.
don't forget, you are the baddest
I
DJ I personally know.
Thank you. Yes, I go by the name of DJ Fox. I actually forgot about that. You know that?
Hey, I never forget nothing, my love.
Yes.
I remember that day I pulled up on you and what was it, Ruby Tuesdays or something like that?
Applebee's.
Applebee's. And
Applebee's.
you were cranking that
Yes.
joint.
We have Applebee's rocking.
Yeah, you definitely had
Yes.
some crates.
Yes.
Now
yes,
the
yes,
real
yes.
question is, you're a beautiful woman.
Thank
You're
you.
a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
But you're currently, as of this moment, single. Now, we had a private conversation one day when you said the reason you don't date was what again? Because you told me some juicy stuff. I was like, I'm going to hold on to that. But
I hope I can recollect what I said because there's so many different things
I
that
think
has
what you
transpired.
told
Well,
me.
are you happily single, first of all?
I am very happily
Let's
single.
Hold on,
establish
Naressa.
that. I'm
This
just
what-
saying, because
this-
some people say that, well, you know, being single is different from men and women.
This what she
That's
told
true.
me
And
now.
women feel a whole different way about being single than men do.
This what she told me.
Go ahead. Go
This
ahead.
what she told me,
Say
and I
it.
quote:
Say it.
"The reason I don't date currently is because men sometimes act like all they want is the cookie, and all they ask for in front is the cookie, and they don't try to get to know me, and I don't want to give my body away to some type of loser." That's what you told me.
Yeah, a F boy. That's
mean-
what we call them. F boys.
Now,
That's what you call them?
now, why are you single?
Okay, so I am single for many reasons, but my main reason, and this has nothing to do with my illness, and I'll touch on that in a little, because I really honestly believe I need to heal Alicia from past relationships before I choose to enter into another relationship. I have tried it my way, being as though I jumped into a relationship after jumping out of another relationship, and I didn't completely heal from that. So I didn't even know who I was walking through the door to another man, still carrying on luggage after luggage after luggage. Can you imagine the baggage that I was bringing through the door?
That's a lot of
Outside
baggage.
of my purse? Yes, it is. Emotionally, physically, mentally, it's a lot. So that's why I'm single. The rest.
Yeah, I know you got a question. I can see it. I can see it bubbling in. I can see the
I mean,
the
you know,
bubble
it's-
over his head.
It's interesting hearing that. My thing is, first of all, on your endeavors, what has been the most rewarding thing about you doing all those different business ventures, as far as helping people out or providing something for somebody, whether it's, you know, people getting out that chair feeling like a new person when their hair was done, or those mirrors you make, how it affects people, you know, you working with the cancer foundations and things of that nature. What's your most rewarding part of that, and what has been some of your most difficult times as far as trying to further your businesses?
Well, to answer your first question, I definitely take a lot of pleasure in tapping into a side of me I never knew. Like, I'm challenging myself. That's something that I love to do. I don't know, and I do it every single time I make a mirror. I always push myself to the limit. And I'm talking about to the place where I have to order things overnight because another thought came to my head. How can I make this better? And I look at that thing and I'm like, that's money. You understand what I'm saying? I get so much gratification out of knowing that I push myself past the limit of what I just said. Okay, she saw this. This is what she wants. But when she received their item, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you really did this with your hands. So I take I love challenging myself. That is the most gratifying thing. I don't know if anybody else feel like that. You get, pushing yourself past the point where you just like, dang, I did that.
Beyond what you thought you could do.
Exactly. Yes. And for your second question, lack of knowledge. I would say lack of knowledge in the very beginning of all of my businesses. Not reading the fine print. I have lost so much money. Just because I just was jumping into it because I was taking on a project or believing the person that was taking on a project with me and just saying, okay, I trust you. So those days are gone.
So that's a great answer for everybody. She's basically saying paperwork.
Yes.
Learn your paperwork, and whatever business adventure you want to go into, whatever you want to do in life, whether it's
Read the fine print.
whether it's be a lawyer, whether it's be a singer, whether it's play basketball, learn your paperwork. Because if you don't know the
Definitely.
paperwork, somebody can take your money.
Exactly.
Those are
And
the
they
best.
will. There are
Your
people out here
money,
specifically, that's
your
their job,
name.
is to take your money. And by any means necessary.
Any means necessary.
Some of your favorite rappers, some of your favorite basketball players. Somebody told me a story the other day about a basketball player, and he had been playing for like 20 years, and everybody was so excited saying how long he played. And a friend of mine said, why do you think he played so long? Because he probably messed up his money in the beginning of his career. So now he got to play another 10 years to try to get his money right.
Jesus
We don't see
Christ.
that. We just excited.
So true.
We just excited. We like, he played all that time. He got it. But yeah, he had to. Because the first 10 years, he blew it all. Probably had a couple of wives, probably had kids, Probably had an accountant that was taking some money. He had a manager that was taking some money.
Trust no one.
So, like she say, learn the business. We have to learn the business. If you want to be in it and be successful, you got to learn the business.
That is good.
But on to being single.
There you go.
Now,
there you go.
Is that the main
because
topic?
Shots fired. We talking about
have
successful
listen, as a man,
single women.
From a man perspective, you have a
Yes.
lot on your plate.
I do.
Now, there are some men, not me in particular, but some men whose egos and pride will not allow them to be with a woman such as yourself. We don't know how to handle that.
Good point.
Right?
Good point.
So how do you go about, because you saying you happily single,
I am.
and I've seen women say that, and some genuinely mean it, and some is like, you call them at 10 o'clock at night and you say, are you crying? And they like, no, I'm not crying. Because they drinking wine and they got Sade in the background and they like, I need a man. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you're not that happily single where, everybody think it's all
on the
good
rest
and
of
it's
that's what you might be hearing in the background too.
See, there you go. There you go.
I'm just,
See,
I'm,
first
just, I'm not
lady-
saying, I'm
first
just
lady,
saying.
Full, quick commercial.
See,
First lady.
see where he going?
See,
Hey, I'm just
point
saying.
taken.
My
You hear what
man
I'm
said, if
saying?
you think you're lonely now,
Yeah, Bobby Womack told the truth, man. I mean,
wait
it's true.
until the night.
Well,
But-
I will expound on that. I am happily single. And don't get it wrong, I am human. I miss the companionship.
Absolutely.
I miss being held. I miss being talked to. I miss my feet being rubbed. I miss, being taken
Oh,
out
he was
on a
rubbing your
date.
feet? He a
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
He was on top
I
of
hope he had some shea butter. I hope he was doing it right. He wasn't.
he was
I
on
know
top
olive
of it.
Olay.
Well, first and foremost, you definitely have to teach people how to love you. So I'm not going to let him rub my feet with some gravel.
You saying he can't take those working man hands.
You got to teach us how you want to be treated.
Exactly. I have to let you know what I do like and what I do not like. You know what I mean? And as I was saying, I am happily single. And I was saying I am human. And I do have those moments where I say, Dag, I do wish I had somebody at this present time. I
Yeah.
had a moment like that the other day. I get lonely. But, at the end of the day, I would rather be lonely than miserable with
somebody.
someone.
That's a beautiful
I
statement.
cannot go through that process again.
Say
with
that
the
again. Just say
faking
that
it.
again one more time.
I would rather be lonely than to be miserable with someone faking it. I cannot do that. I did it for a long time
That's outstanding.
in different relationships. So I just choose not to be that person anymore. And when you are a person who is in the light, as far as myself, and you have your children and other women and little girls that look up to you, you wanna let them know what's real and what's not real. I would never want to put out there, something that is a facade, and for them to walk into my home and see something different.
Now that's a good point.
Same thing with men too,
Being a
though. If you got
hypocrite.
sons, you want them to see that too.
That's
Good point.
absolutely
You want them
true.
to understand how they're supposed to treat you.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Because how they mama get treated is usually how they treat a woman.
Exactly.
Now I got a question for the room.
The room. Okay.
The room. Well, yourself, and then the rest
The
of
room.
of course,
No,
you
go
chime
ahead.
in.
All right.
Now, a
It's
single
ladies'
man
night.
approaches you, and he may just be a 9-to-5 guy. He ain't pulling in a lot of bank. Would you date him?
Absolutely.
So you wouldn't look
Who's
down.
stuck on? Let me.
Hey, what
let
did
me just
Sweetie
say
just
this.
now say? If you can't buy that Birkin, put him back on the streets.
Who said that?
Sweetie, she just now said, you can't buy me a Birkin.
Look,
Well, that's
you got
Sweetie.
thrown back to
Can
the
I
streets.
please say something to that effect?
Yes,
Can I respond to
please.
this?
I could buy
Jump
my
in.
own Birkin.
I don't understand why women say stuff like that.
She
If
crazy.
you can't buy your own self that Birkin, why would you want to? Why you think you're supposed to get a man that can buy it for you? Whatever your man's supposed to do for you, you should be able to do for yourself. If you're not on that same level, why would a man pick somebody in that scenario? If I'm a multimillionaire, why would I want to go and get somebody that don't have nothing?
Well,
Control.
that is absolutely
Control.
correct. However,
You
you
can-
can
you
be a
can control
multimillionaire
anybody.
today, and then next year you will be broke
Absolutely.
with nothing. So at
Absolutely.
the end of the day, it's not about your money. It's not about your money. Now, don't get me wrong. I like a Birkin bag. If you want to give it to me for a gift, I'm not going to refuse it. But it's not going to be something that I'm just going to request from a person who works a 9-to-5 job.
The rest of
Do you understand?
I mean, I get that. but I
Ladies, y'all, you're with me. Hey, how you doing?
I understand all that, but my thing is, first of all, a Birkin bag shouldn't even be that important. When you got children, you got bills you got to pay. That's not important. I'm not worried about. I'm not finna get you no kind of bag. I'm trying to pay a bill.
Well, first of
No,
all,
that's-
you
I'm
said.
trying to get your car note right. If I'm gonna help you with something.
Well,
I'm
first of
trying to
all,
pay
country
something,
boy,
you
you
know.
said finna get, and
Well,
then
I'm from the
finna
South.
get.
That's what we finna get.
You
we finna do
you
it
ain't
all.
finna do it. I ain't
That's
finna
right.
hear it either. How about that?
So
Well,
I
listen
can't even
to
spell
this.
Birkin, so I ain't gonna buy it. If I can't spell it, I ain't buying it.
All right, my last
I can spell a coach.
my last throw-out question, because I posted this recently, and Alicia chimed in. A lot of ladies did chime in.
Okay.
At what point, as a man, can you have a full-blown, honest conversation with a lady and not bring up sex? And Alicia said, never, ever, 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 ever. And a lot of other people said the same thing. Now, why is that a problem when you're trying to date and court a woman who's successful? You talking to a boss.
I think it's just the nature of a man. It's the nature of the beast. It's nothing else I can really say about that. But I stand to be corrected because there is a man that I have talked to that has never brought up sex before.
Does he like
And
women?
he is to my right.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
love
that's
women,
but that's
sir.
a real friend, though. That's your friend.
I have a lot of friends that
Yeah,
don't-
but no, some of them are friends that just ain't slept with you or ain't got a chance to yet. He's your friend. He does. That's not his intention. He doesn't want to be with you in that capacity at all. But there are some men that'll talk to you every day as a buddy. Get naked in front of them and see what happens. They gonna jump you. There's some like that. Now, there are some people that are just friends. Me personally, I don't think there's nothing wrong with talking about sex. Now, if you talking to a guy and the first thing he talks about is sex, that's jacked up.
I'm talking about at least 2 to 3 minutes into conversation.
Yeah, but that's still jacked up. That's a bit much because you're not even getting to know a person.
Exactly.
2 to 3. I mean, I get it, but I mean, if y'all are friends, and it don't have to be about even you two being
Let's
together.
just
It
be
might
honest.
just be a joke.
But let's just be honest.
Well,
Let's
we
be
want to
honest.
put this
it
on
out there.
pause.
Oh yeah, because my
we got
honesty.
some lovely young ladies on the side that we had to bring up, and we're gonna definitely dive back into this topic.
Yes, we
but I'm
have
gonna leave
to.
y'all with my first quote because my wife got my phone, but I got one off the top of my head from my good friend Pastor Jay. I don't want to leave a trail of broken women. We'll be back in 1 minute with Miss Sunshine.
Say what?
Welcome back to Unpacked Radio. I am your host, Norris the Pope Johnson. I got with me DC Baddest,
Hey,
and I got
hey.
with me my man, aka Twin,
Yes, sir.
in the building. And I got my good friend. I ain't gonna tell nobody how I know her, cause that's too much complications right there. There's no. At one point in my life, I wasn't always the Pope, but I was out here doing the devil's bidding. Let's just leave it at that. But I got
Amen. Bless the
Sunshine,
Lord.
Amen.
my
Hallelujah.
ace in
Hello,
the
Sunshine.
building.
How are
Hello.
you?
Thank you. Thank
Welcome to the family and to the table.
Thank you
Yes.
very much. It's nice to be here.
Ali, DC Baddest.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you have the first question.
Well, before we start the first question, I was finishing up a question.
You was finishing up some juice.
Yeah, we was finishing up some juicy stuff, right,
It
off the
was juicy.
sideline.
I
So
was on
I
the
was
sideline.
getting ready to say, in reference to the sex conversation being within a 2 to 3 minute time frame once on the telephone, a man immediately is attracted to a woman sexually. That's what he sees. That's what he's going off of. So the conversation, he's laying it or driving or whatever he is, he's thinking about this little young lady that he just saw. So that's where the conversation, to me, in my mind, would take him. So that's what I wanted to say. So, Miss Sunshine, girl,
ma'am.
how much sunshine have you brought in somebody's life?
Oh, I
Ooh,
spread a lot of
Jesus.
sunshine.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
are beautiful. By
Thank
the
you.
way, you
You
are
are as well.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So, before we get into the sex and being a woman, let's talk about some of your business. What are you doing right now?
I've been in corporate America for the last
Okay.
30 years.
Oh wow.
I've definitely started at the bottom and I am on the top.
All right now.
So that's a part of my life that I really don't share. I kind of have 3, 4, 5 responsibilities in life.
Okay.
I'm a mother, of course. I have twins, but they're grown women.
Amen.
I'm also a grandmother.
Okay.
Hey.
And I'm divorced.
Okay.
10 years ago, I got divorced, and I decided after my divorce to become a free spirit. So I opened my own company, Sunshine Aces, LLC. And what I do when I'm not being my corporate me is I'm a lifestyle and nudist advocate.
Okay, say that for me one more time.
I am a lifestyle and nudist advocate. So I
Okay.
teach people how to navigate each community in a safe manner.
So you can teach us how to be comfortable being
Being
naked.
naked, yes, sir, I can. I'm a nudist.
Oh, wow.
And most people, that's the response I normally get, but it has nothing to do with sex at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
it has to
it
do with
doesn't
freedom.
always have to do with sex.
Yeah. Nudism has nothing to do with sex. It has to do totally with living free.
Okay.
So I teach people how to, first of all, have more confidence in self
Okay.
and have more confidence in their thoughts and their feelings and be real about them.
So I have a question. I've heard a lot of occupations in my lifetime. I'm 42. I'll be 43 next month. But I've never heard of that. I've never heard of it before. I was thinking because I was watching the Fockers. Mm-hmm. Remember the mom, the mother on the Fockers? She was a free spirit, and she was into the nudist thing and teaching the other parent how to do whatever. But how and why did you want to involve yourself in such a occupation? Like, that's very deep, strong.
That's a great question.
No problem. I'd love
That's
to
a
answer
great
that.
question.
I just decided, living in a controlled society and environment, I'm a believer in energy and the universe. I don't think things happen for no reason. Everything happens on purpose. So I just think that we've been taught and we've been learned to think certain ways. And if you think outside of that box, that makes you a bad person. And a lot of people have these thoughts, and I've seen many things that people think about and do, and people confide in me quite often, and they feel shamed for it. Like you're either in the church or you're bad.
Baby, that's
Those are your options, and we live in a different world. So after my marriage, I just decided that I wanted to make decisions based on how I felt. And I mean, I didn't just run out and take all my clothes off, but yeah, one day I visited a nude beach in Miami, and it was just freeing. And the more I started studying the nudist community, and I have tons of nudist friends across the country, and they're from all walks of life, teachers, doctors. It's not what people think, and that's what I try to teach people.
Let me ask a question, because as black people, we can be actually a lot more closed-minded than a lot of other races.
Yes, sir.
which
And a lot
people-
more judged.
A lot more judged. So how is it dealing with us? As far as I know, in that type of thing, you deal with all types of people. Because it's something that everybody is into it. That's not a color thing. But how is it dealing with us? How do we react? How do we respond? Is it positive? Is it negative? Do people respect you?
I'm
they
highly
should, or-
respected in the communities that
Okay.
I counsel in. There's a whole movement right now. It's called the Team Sunshine Movement.
Okay.
People wear these bands across the country. And I'm an international person. Pre-COVID, I travel quite a bit. I do nude cruises. I do tons of things people just don't even know anything about. They don't even know that they exist.
Is it an underground world? Because
It's actually becoming more mainstream, and even if you watch commercials, both communities, living non-monogamy and being free, it's much more out there than it used to be. People aren't hiding behind it anymore. So especially for people, I like to say non-white. I'm 10 nationalities, so I like to just say non-white.
Really?
Yeah, because people look at you, and I have a lot of islander in me, so that's why I'm attracted to the water. And I felt a moment of peace when I was at the ocean, and the first time I decided to just go topless. I just went topless. I was scared. I wanted anybody looking at my hoo-ha. So I was nervous.
Your hoo-ha?
Yeah, my hoo-ha. Like, you can't be all up in my stuff.
Okay.
But the sense of freedom, and then because of my aura and my natural energy, people are somewhat attracted to me, even if they meet me the first time. People want to know who I am.
Who's not attracted to the
Thank
sun?
you. Exactly. And I didn't name myself that, by the way. It's a full alias.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to do it because with the good comes the bad. And like you tell people you take your clothes off, and then they want to send you random pictures and think you need something. And
So
I don't need something.
Do you deal with married couples?
Yeah, I
how's the
counsel
married community?
married and single. A lot of
Okay.
married couples come to me Even people, you would be surprised. I also teach people how to reach orgasmic pleasure.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know how to let free when it comes to sexuality and just being free. I'm not talking about sexuality as in the sense of identity. I'm talking about in your own life. Like you could be married for 20 years and your husband wants to do something and he's asking you to do it and you're uncomfortable. So I help them dig into why you're uncomfortable. And it's usually an insecurity. Insecurity of
it's
body
not
or
just
body
physical.
image. No, it's a lot of
it's
it's
a lot
mental
of it's
blocks.
mental.
Especially like if you grew up in the church. And there's certain sexual acts that you're forbidden to perform.
Which there are.
Yes. So I help people really dig into that. Is it something you were trained? Is it something you were taught? Or is this something that you really want? And most times, especially with couples, we can come to some sort of agreement. I mean, there's a meeting halfway, because that's why so many couples cheat, especially the men, because they're not feeling sexually satisfied. So I try to help them come to that common ground and believe in each other and believe that. And then women suffer from body image issues are huge.
Yeah, but
Like cut the lights off before they take their clothes
Yeah, but
off.
we can't. The thing is, from a man perspective, sometimes we have no clue of how y'all mind works.
And
It's
we're
baffling.
scared. Here's the thing: we're scared to tell you, but I'm not scared to tell you.
Yeah.
So if you have an outside influence, someone such as myself, that I remain neutral,
Absolutely.
and you both get an opportunity to talk, you'd be surprised how much better orgasms you can have
So-
if you just relax your mind.
Okay, so I just put myself in your situation in my mind, with my husband. If she come in and tell me how to do this X, Y, and Z, and have you always gotten it right? Do you have like a degree behind
Nobody's
this?
perfect. I mean,
No,
Well,
no.
I-
I'm
I- what
asking
I have
because sometimes
experience.
you can dip into some stuff and you can tear a whole
There are some
household
things
up.
I won't take on.
Okay.
And it normally has to do with men. I can't help you reach your kinks and fetishes, especially if they're beyond the scope of what I morally believe in, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I mean, there's a whole underground
Yes,
world.
I understand exactly what you're
especially
talking
in the
about.
DMV that you
Yes.
all, I promise you, I could tell you stories you would
promise
never
you I
believe.
don't know.
And I promise you, I don't even want to tell you. Because I've seen things and things have happened that I can't wrap my mind around.
Wow.
Because I'm still a woman first.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, I have limits. We all should have limits.
Boundaries, definitely.
But I have limits for my soul, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
I have a question.
That makes
Yes,
you
a lot
even
of
more
I'm sorry.
beautiful.
I feel like I changed the.
No, you did.
But
again, that's really what I do.
We're dealing with
And,
different. Every woman is
Every
different.
woman got
Yeah.
a different.
No woman is the
And I
same.
mean, like I'm single, but I have men. I have men in different zip codes, and I do.
That's what makes
I
you
have a
successful.
Yeah, I have a
That's what
main
we're talking
man.
about.
That's all right.
what makes you
DMV.
successful.
That's why you sunshine. Everybody want the
That's
sunshine,
what I'm
right?
saying.
But everybody can't have a sunshine.
I have a
I had to
great
explain
question.
that. This is a job.
I have a great,
Yes, sir.
great question. You're a boss. When I first met you, very welcoming. Now, how can someone approach you to date you? What would you recommend they say to you?
I'm
How
not
would
interested in dating at all. I'm happily single.
Hey
But
now.
what if I just want to? What if they just want to pull up on you? And
No, I mean I
experience-
do
experience the
have.
journey with you.
I've been seeing the same. I've been seeing not dating or sleeping with the same man since May, due to COVID. So I can't travel, and
So
he's a great
just,
guy.
He's just lucky right now. That's what you saying.
No.
Because once
No,
COVID
no,
up,
no.
he might
He's
be in trouble.
amazing. He's amazing. And I always want him around. His energy is fantastic.
Okay.
And we think very much alike. We're just on different ends of the spectrum, if that makes sense. I'm an
It does.
extrovert. He's an introvert. And I love it. And he's been great.
So he balances you.
He also, yes, and he also supports what I do. Most men, as she said, cannot handle what I do.
I told you
Yes.
we have egos and pride. It's hard
Yeah.
to get a man to get past his ego and pride.
Yeah, I mean, I have men that they either want to control me
Yeah, they
or
want
be
to
my
be.
slave.
Now they want to be a pimp.
I
Now
don't
they-
want either.
You want to be a pimp
I don't
or
need
you
a
want to be
slave,
ran?
and I
Yeah,
don't.
Be your
Absolutely.
slave.
Yeah, I do have men
Absolutely.
who want to.
They think they're supposed to come in and run the show.
Yeah,
That's not-
the slaves are actually harder. I can deal with the control thing because no one's going to control me. But then I don't like to hurt people's feelings. So when I have someone who just wants to serve me, and I get that a lot, I like a man's man. I'm into
Yes.
I want to, I want my man to go throw me some meat on the grill and.
Oh, I thought you was about to say throw you down.
No,
I'm gonna
well-
say, throw you up against the wall.
Oh, if he can handle that,
All
we can
right,
do that
then.
too.
Well, I mean, you know,
Hey.
don't no one want no soft man.
No, I don't. But I
That's-
mean, again, I don't judge. And again, that's part of what being free is. You allow everyone to move
How they want to move.
Yes, and I ask for others not to judge me. I mean, I've gotten cussed out doing stuff like this. I've had pastors come. Actually, I did win an award last year from a pastor for Celebrate a Sister. They took the time to get to know what I did, and I teach people how to be safe. So
There
it
you
just
go.
depends on the perspective of how you look at
I mean,
what I
I
do.
think we just have to. Times are changing in this world that we live in now, where a lot of things that have been viewed in a certain light is not that way anymore.
Right.
We're not prone to be just conditioned to anything. So it's awesome to see someone in our age group that is understanding that, because I'm 44 and our age by now we stuck in our ways.
Right.
So to see somebody that's has a bright mind and is free thinking is kind of awesome. And the way that you're going about it, as far as not trying to push your agenda on anybody, but just saying, hey, if you want to talk about it, if you want to learn, come this way. That's awesome to me, because there are people that really want to learn, really need to learn to have a better mindset and to free their mind. Because if you believe in something your whole life and it's not really true, it could drive you crazy.
Right.
That could literally destroy you mentally.
And that's a lot of my clients.
Absolutely.
They're especially the couples. Like one may have been brought up in the church and the other one wasn't, and it's a struggle.
Yeah.
And it hurts like to hear their stories. People message me all the time and just give me random things about what's going on in their life, marriage, whether it be sex or not. So I feel good. I provide hope, and I think we're lacking hope in the world in general. So with my 2 podcasts, I literally always stay positive.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
always shining, and I always sell hope. But I mean, my
So-
I
podcast
love
is
the
Sex
hope.
Talk with Sunshine.
I love the
So I have
hope.
a whole show, and all we talk about is
So
getting
tell
it
me.
in.
All right. Well,
How
tell
to
me,
do
tell
it.
me, tell me, tell me, tell me. I'm interested in knowing, because we are sitting here on a panel talking about successful women
Single black
and
woman.
single and being black.
Okay.
How do you attribute? What do you attribute all those things up to be? What makes Sunshine this boss? What makes her a boss lady?
That's a
Survival.
great question.
Survival.
I didn't have the best childhood growing up, and being in corporate America, especially white corporate America, I'm in a male-dominated industry, and I've worked very hard to be heard in everything that I do. So, and I've taught my daughters the same thing. I'm not a failure, and it's just not even an option. So anything that I do, I'm also a very honest person. I'm too honest for most. I'm very direct. I do try not to hurt people's feelings.
You said that like 3
Yeah,
times.
because I do so often, because it gets to the point where they're not listening.
Right.
You know how you speak and people don't hear you because they're trying to think of what they're going to say back to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I encounter that a lot, especially in the corporate world. So I'm trying to learn to be a better listener, and I'm trying to make sure that when I'm direct, I'm not so direct that I hurt people.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So with all of us being women, I'm sorry.
Oh, we're men.
Not all of
But
us.
us too.
With
Well,
us
right
being
now I
women.
can be a cisgender male. How about that?
I'm a man. I don't do none of that. I'm a man.
I got a CEO question for you, because you're a boss, right? You had
I'm
to,
sorry.
you had
It's
to-
okay. He can take it.
Yeah, you had to let people go. You had to bring people in. How does it feel as a woman in a male space to say, "Hey, you got to go"? And is that really hard on you?
I mean, it is really hard. In both of in my corporate world as well as my sunshine world, which they're complete opposites. Most of the people in my corporate world do not know what I do on the weekends.
They shouldn't. It's not their
none of-
business.
It's none of their business.
Right.
But I have surrounded myself by people I trust in both worlds. I've hired friends that I've known for years. I'm a former athlete, so I also have discipline. So I just really try to make sure that I'm surrounded by people I trust. And you said earlier, trust no one. So that's why I have a team, because my team is my circle, and they're my everything, like men and women.
Okay.
People that I know have the same life goals that I have and the same ambitions and we want each other to be successful. That's why, like him saying, come be on, of course I got you. I know how you move, I know what you do, I know your messages. Why wouldn't I want to come and support that?
And the reason why some women, and I was just getting ready to ask you that before Pope asked his question, because it's another woman. Because it's another woman and she's a boss and she's about her business and she may be doing just a little bit better than you, or she may be on the same level as you, or she may not even reach that point. We are so hard on each other as women, and that is, it bothers me, it unnerves me how we just can't get together. So for you to just openly and right away say yes, I thought that was awesome.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Everybody's not going to say yes.
I
And if they
understand.
do, it might be at a whole $500 cost. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand
Some people
completely.
may want to sit at your table for a price. Oh, I'm Sunshine. I got
Yeah.
a name. I'm international. We have a whole personality, but what you're giving us is real. So, to the next sister who's trying to bring her business up and trying to put her foot to the grind, and dealing with trust, dealing with the corporate America, dealing with having a corporate, because in order to do business, you got to make money. Money make money.
Yes, ma'am.
You got to have it.
Understood.
You understand what I'm saying? So what would your suggestion be to my daughter? What would your suggestion be to my niece? To
I mean,
how to bring
even
this
I
thing
understand. I mean,
That's an
even with
outstanding
my
question.
girls, they're 27,
up? Okay,
and I've always
congratulations.
thank you. I've always taught them, and they're very strong women. I love seeing strong women. That's why I lift up. I lift up. I never put down. It would always be believe in self, and even this is even for the men, because I just still think we're taught that we're inferior, and we are surrounded in a world where people think they're superior to us. You have to believe in self. And if you know this is what you want to do, like you all were talking about creativity, and you were talking about all your businesses, that's rocking. Like, that's hot.
Oh, thank you.
Like, if you believe that you have something to give, don't only do it for you, but then lead by example. For our daughters and our nieces. I have younger women that rock with me. My team, one of my team members, Carmen Bella, she's younger than me. I feature her on my show. The reason she's a featured guest instead of a host, because she's going to be just like me. She just
No,
need a
that's
little
right.
bit more time.
Yes.
So I don't even want to make her a host, because she's already great, and I want her to continue to be great.
Continue to
Not behind me.
Continue to grow.
Beside me.
Yeah.
So I'm putting her, she has her own business plan. So, and bringing her on to get who she is out there to my community, she can be great. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
definitely do. That's
And
that
I wish
Kamala
more-
Harris.
Yes.
mindset.
Yes, yes,
You
yes.
know what she said? She said, I might be the first one, but I
I
won't, be the
last.
only
Yes,
one.
yes.
That's
So
powerful
yeah,
right there.
that's it. Believe in self, and then look out for people. If you have
Yes.
other things to get back, like if I have a show, you guys have a show, support our movement. Like, I see
Exactly.
you, baby girl. Support our movement and support others around you that are trying to make it just like you are.
Definitely.
Like you
It's
say you
enough out
sell
here for
stuff. Like
everybody.
I'm like, I'd love to promote it.
Yes.
You know, and if you already have a vast audience of people who believe it, like I'm on my sex talk show. Let's say I mention a toy. You were making jokes about toys earlier. People go out and buy it, and I'm like, you don't have to buy that for me. I don't work for that company.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm just teaching you how to
Right.
accentuate
Network.
what you're
Yes,
doing. Yeah.
yes.
Just because I mention a toy, I'm not saying I work for them. Don't
Yeah.
go buy the toy.
Right.
But
Twin.
you understand? Yeah.
You got a last
I mean,
question for
I-
Last
Sunshine, because you
question.
got something to look like you
I
wanted to
think,
say.
you know,
Sorry
we
if I
just,
shocked y'all. I
no, you're good.
apologize.
You're absolutely good. You're
Okay,
great.
I'm sorry.
I think that what she's, kind of to piggyback off what they're both talking about, it's enough money out here for everybody.
Everybody.
It's enough for all of us. So we have to understand that. There's no need for you to jump on or kick somebody else down for the little piece of the pie that you're getting, because we still not getting a big piece of the pie. We're getting a small crumb.
We got split it.
But it's enough money for all of us. We can get it. It's great to see them here talking, communicating, networking, building together. We should all be wanting to build together.
Yes.
Because if one of us make it, all of us make it.
That is true.
I believe that.
I mean, when
that's
Obama
what's up.
became president, everybody felt a certain kind of way. Because just to see that level. So now you got people thinking they can get to that level and believing in that. And if you don't become the president, it may not be of the U.S., but it may be of a company. It may be the first black CEO of some business that never even hired blacks 100 years ago. So we just have to realize we can all do this together. It's great.
And you can be single doing it.
That is true.
I don't know about
How
that.
about that?
I guess if that's what you want.
Until the right time, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody wants companionship.
I
As you
did say
get the
that.
companionship is the word, but as you get older, that's harder to find. Especially when you reach a certain level. Like, I mean,
is.
I can't just really be serious about just any.
Any
I'm not even
road
trying to
show.
be funny. Like
I mean,
asked
you
the
have a
question,
lot
I can't
going
do
on.
it.
You have a lot going on. So, like, I keep
But I
can't
also
stress
can't
this
take care
enough.
of a man.
I can't stress this enough, but that's
Can
what I'm
you say it
saying.
again?
It has to be a
Take
certain
care
type of
of a
man.
Yeah, I can't. I mean,
Hallelujah.
I'm very, and thank you, amen. I'm very
You need
into
to tell that man.
acts of service. So if you can't, if you're not at the level that I'm at least do acts of service. Like, do
Yeah.
kind things for one another.
And this is the thing with me, with taking care of a man, because I found myself in a position so many times. I can help you get to your destination. I just can't walk on that street.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, like they
I'm
say,
over here. I'm in my own lane.
You can take a
I
horse to
can't
the water.
take
You can't
care
make him
of
drink the
you.
water.
Right.
But men these days, that's a whole nother topic, want
We're
to
going
be
to put
taken
that
care
one on
of.
pause as well. Hold that thought.
Yeah, 'cause
but
I can't do
in
it.
closing,
I got
Yeah, but
Sunshine.
you gotta,
That one.
but that you gotta
Twin,
look at
hold
what
that
you're
door,
picking
brother.
too.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We got
Right,
another
but
person
you
to
know-
bring up, so we're gonna have to hold all these thoughts for a
You don't
brief
always know
second.
what you're getting
A
sometimes
brief
it's
second.
so-
Let's hold
That's
it.
right.
Let's hold it. Let's hold it. Let's hold it. Let's hold it. Let's
I'm
hold
getting
on
old.
to
I
it.
might forget.
Well, you gonna have to make a mental note.
You ain't that old. You just turning 43.
Sunshine.
You got a whole.
In closing,
know.
what do you have to say to that little girl that one day want to be you? You're the president of your own companies. You doing your businesses out here. You got 2 podcasts. You make your own flyers. You out here hustling. You always polite to people. What do you have to say to that little girl coming behind you? That's my question, the real question.
I mean, it would be almost the same as earlier. Like, we just need to instill in our young women and our young men to believe in themselves, because you are going to be surrounded by people, especially any person of color. You're going to be surrounded by obstacles and adversity, and you just have to always remember how powerful you are. People fear us because they know what we're capable of. They know our creativity. They know how we could make something happen that no one else could make happen. I mean, we do things first.
Absolutely.
So it's really into believing in self, no matter how much people put you down. And it's women like us who are already successful, and it's our responsibility to show them that they can accomplish anything that they want to accomplish. Like, stay with that grind.
Yeah.
I don't take no. I don't deal with I can't. I don't even know what that means.
Now that's tight.
Yeah,
Now,
thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you for coming. We really
I
appreciate
got,
it.
I got
Thank you.
something in
Appreciate
closing
it.
for you because I like what you said. So this rise of what you said is no one can make you inferior without your consent.
That's
Eleanor
right.
Roosevelt.
That's
Right
right.
now.
That went
That's
exactly
right.
what
Yes.
you said.
So- and that's Eleanor Roosevelt. Yeah, that's that good.
I got a
right
few.
there.
I got a few. I got a few
Yes.
other heavy hitters
Yes.
come behind her. But Sunshine, personally, I've been knowing you for a long time. I personally want to say we had our ups, our downs, our sideways. But I thank you.
Feisty.
Hey man,
Nothing wrong with that.
we both
I
two
appreciate
bosses,
you
and you
as
can't
well.
put two
Yes.
bosses in the same room for too long without one of them saying, "Hey, I gotta go this way, you go
Okay.
that way." But at the end of the day, we all come together, and
Always.
I thank you for coming on this show.
Thank you. Thank
and
you for
I
having
appreciate
me.
Yes,
you, my
thank
love.
you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for coming. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you.
Sunshine
We
brought
gonna
some
be back.
sunshine
You
to the
back.
place.
We're gonna be
Yes.
back with Miss Boss in 1 second.
All right.
Salute. Hey, welcome back to Unpacked Radio. I'm Norris the Pope Johnson. I have with me DC Baddest. I have my right-hand man, Twin. And I have my favorite, one of my favorite supervisors. She never wrote me up for all the crazy stuff I was doing while at the job. Have a full cell phone, throw it in the cabinet real quick. I got Miss Boss. And she is a boss. She got her own businesses out here. She's a supervisor of federal security contracts. She do a lot. She drive her own car. She got her own slingshot. I'm just saying, we
I
got
know
some
that's right.
bosses in the
Okay,
building.
man.
But I ain't gonna keep on reading off your resume. I'm gonna let you read off your resume. But we got some strong women up in here.
Yeah.
So some of you guys gonna have to step
Yeah,
your
y'all gotta
game
get it
up.
together. You gotta get Hey, bro, you gonna have to come right. You can't play with these.
Cause she got her own slingshots.
hurt
You gotta
your
buy
own
like
feelings.
10 Birkins.
Oh Lord, here we go with
Y'all
this
stuck
Birkin.
on this Birkin.
Why is we on Birkin so
Hey
bad?
man, Sweetie pissed me off with that one. I might give
Man,
her a man
come on,
lord at the
man.
end of the joint.
Come on,
My Lord.
Sweetie gonna be selling them burgers when the records don't sell no more. Them same burgers gonna be on the internet on eBay.
Sitting.
Talking about autographed by Sweetie in the bottom of it.
But Miss Balls, please give us a little tidbit of your background.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Okay, so currently I am still at the federal building, still running things down there.
We can't name no names because we want to keep our good
Right,
government
right, we
clearances.
gotta keep clear. Born a leader, actually. So my mom said I came out that way. It's in my blood. My dad, everybody, my immediate family is full of bosses. So it's evidence for me to come out this way. And from doing hair to cooking, I love to cook. I had a food truck. Everything that I've had is under my son. My son is TJ, which everybody knows who TJ is to me. From TJ Meals on Wheels, that was my food truck, and actually I'm bringing that back. To TJ's Daycare Learning Center, which I had for 3 years. Some people actually don't even know that I no longer have that anymore because I'm not the type of person that I put my business out, but just know that you will never know when I don't have anything, whatever, because I still continue to keep everything and keep it moving. So with that being said, I feel that at this moment, determination is like the number one key for me. I'm determined to continue to push. I lose one thing, I gain something else. We have a security company, family business. Actually, we have several. My dad, my brother, my mom. We all collectively, come together, which is important when family, come together and can put things together because you have a generation underneath you.
That's how you build a
wanna
legacy.
Show them.
You building a legacy like that.
Exactly.
That's how you make a
exactly.
legacy in generations.
That's how it should be.
Keep that money flowing.
But you have our people
Of course.
who don't want to see you shine, looking for you to fall and have that negativity around you, which I don't deal with negativity, period. My circle is small, and that small circle that I have is all positive people. Very strong women who too are bosses and have because it's enough room for everybody. I want everybody to eat.
Everybody get that
I don't
money.
want to just be at the table and I'm eating steak and lobster and you eating hot dogs. Now I eat hot dogs too. I'm not saying I don't, but the goal is for everybody to come together, especially Black women. Black beautiful
Yes,
women.
yes.
And I like to be in a place where the whole crew is nice from head to toe. Got they themselves together. You have some women who may be intimidated by another beautiful woman who may have her self together and got things going on. I love that because we all can shine together.
Yeah.
There's enough room out here. I don't need no more attention. I'm just fine the way that I am. So I like to be around positive.
You're only as strong as your weakest link.
Absolutely.
And if your weakest link can come into the room and shut the room down, then all y'all gonna go into a room and shut the room
Absolutely.
down.
Absolutely.
I mean, we have to understand the importance of legacy and how to build not just for ourselves, because if you the boss and they start making money, the money is coming to you anyway, because
Absolutely.
everybody's working together, everybody's working at one goal and trying to have something. It's enough for all of us out here.
It's enough for everybody.
It's enough for
to eat.
everybody, and I just love the fact that your family is doing it together.
Yes, that's awesome.
A lot of people say, "Man, we tight. My family, we tight," and then when you really examine it, they're not.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So if y'all tight enough where y'all can do business together, y'all tight.
Absolutely.
Because Black folks will screw each other over about some money.
They will.
Quick.
They will.
So you talking about your mother, your father, your brothers, that's a lot to say in that sense alone. You know, plus, you know, you looking good. You got the outfit on and everything. Everybody know
thank
you're a
you.
boss. It's official. Y'all all came right tonight. Everybody.
Hey, you better.
You know, I asked Pope what he was wearing, but, you know, of course, he didn't give me no heads up. I could have put on a better shirt or something. Golly, boy.
It's uncensored.
See,
so
he
you
not
should
being
do
a
it.
good friend right now. See what black men do to each other?
Well, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Being as though you have so many different businesses going on, Miss CEO, boss lady, and you controlling things, doing the damn thing. Are you finished? Have you reached your point? Have you reached your pinnacle to where you say,
Absolutely.
I'm good?
No, absolutely not. In fact, I have several things that I'm working on right now that's going to hopefully April, Mayish, I'll be able to bring out and expose. You know, you don't jinx yourself.
Right.
To speak too fast, because then you get them people, haters, and know that praying on your downfall, so you don't get. So no, we're gonna keep it. So no, I can't stop, won't stop. That's my slogan
That's
all the
what's up.
time. And it's not that I'm greedy. It is not that I'm not satisfied. I just push myself to the limit with everything that I do because I know my full potential. So being the strong person that I am, you know, even from, I will say, childhood up, I've always been that determined person. And then I have the both sides, the balance, because the tomboy side, where I've boxed all my life, so I work out and have people come over to my house. I work out with them with, you know, boxing. That's my favorite sport, by the way.
Okay.
On a side
I
note,
ride motorcycles.
I showed somebody your skills, and they said you got those hands.
Oh, I
If
definitely
I'm
got them
ever
hands.
in
Don't let
if
them
I'm
look-
ever in the
these
dark
pumps go off.
alley, you can come with me. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
right. Don't let the cute girl.
You know, so yeah, so you know,
Truly.
when you have that balance, I modeled, used to do fashion shows, hair shows, and stuff like that. And then I'll go put on my pumps, and when I ride my motorcycle with pumps on because I want
Oh,
you to
no,
know
that's
as a
right.
woman in in
better.
control of this.
You better.
Absolutely. You know, and having that balance to not be, so I'm like in between. I do have a soft side. I don't necessarily show it to everybody. Even one time, you know, I had somebody say, "Oh, so you do cry?" Of course I do. I just don't let you people see me cry because sometimes, again, people will take that and use it against you. You know, any weaknesses that you allow somebody in to see, they will take that and use it against you. So that's why I refuse
Well,
to
let me-
allow.
Let me jump in here real quick while we talk about weaknesses now. 'cause you know,
I
men
thought
can-
Twin was about to jump in there because I
we
seen
can
I
be
seen
our
I'm
something
waiting.
You know what I'm
bubbling.
saying? So
I'm
tell
waiting.
me
Yeah.
why you are single.
I am single, number one, because I refuse to settle.
Whoa, say that
and When I
again.
say settle, let me explain to you. I'm not saying that you have to meet me at the table with everything that I have to bring because, you know, a regular 9 to 5 is absolutely outstanding because guess what? With me doing all of these things, I still keep my 9 to 5 or 5 to 1, whichever one you want to say. So
Your
with
40
that,
hours,
you better
80
believe
hours,
it and
right.
get off of there and then go do something else.
Right.
But for me, it's not. I was married. I have a 13-year-old son, and I was married to his dad. We were married for 8 years. We've been friends over 20 years. It didn't work out, and the last 5 years, I've been divorced. So it's not that I don't want, because I would like to be married again. I actually enjoyed the married life, and I would recommend it if it's with the right people. You have to have God in that marriage,
Yeah.
period. And I did not. So, with that being said, for some reason, I intimidate a lot of people. That's the one I hear that all the time, which if I can intimidate you, you're not for me. Because I'm a strong woman, which means I need a strong man by my side. You know, I have my little roughness. I have a very strong personality, so it takes a special person to deal with me, and I got it. And I'm okay with
you
that.
a boxer.
You wanna see
A lot of men gonna be
Twin,
like, you know
wanna
what,
how boss she
she's a
is?
fighter. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
wonder how
You a
boss she
boxer?
is, Twin. One day, I was like, this is the only time I normally tease her on the book. I had to hit her over this one. She was changing her brakes, And I said, I'm falling for the third strap for this one. Because I was proud of her being down there changing her brakes.
Oh, yes.
So
That's
she's
one
a
of the things coming
boss.
up.
Yeah, she's
I
a-
got some strong
wheel
women.
burns, change the
that's right.
oil. Yes, dear.
Okay, so I have a question. I got two questions actually.
Okay.
The first one I'm gonna ask, and I want y'all to think on it, and I guess in a minute answer when all three of y'all up here.
Okay.
Well, the first one, let me ask y'all two. We know Sunshine is not, but are you all celibate while you're single right now?
Yes,
Hell
I
yeah.
am.
Okay.
I got a whole
Right
vein
down.
in the middle of my forehead. I'm just playing. No.
Listen,
Hey,
other ways to take
hey,
care of
I'm
yourself.
DC,
I'm
good
to go to
question.
some sunshine classes. I'm about to goose out with sunshine.
Okay, so this is my other
up
question. What I have to ask, I know you all are talking about, a man has to step up to the plate and a certain type of man. My question for women is, what happened to you dealing with a man if he doesn't look what you want him to look like, but he has everything else you ask for?
I'll dress
If
him.
he's not your type, because a lot of women now, a lot of people, men too, we have a type, and sometimes what you
Yeah.
like and what's your type is not always what you need.
Which you're absolutely right.
So if you find something that fulfills what you need, but he's not your type, how would you address that? Would you be willing to step out of that comfort zone?
I'm not celibate.
Of saying, okay, he's tall, he's not tall. I want a man
No,
taller than me.
No, I ain't
I
doing no
ain't
shorts
stuck
because I
like
wear
that.
pumps all the time.
Well, see, you already said
yes,
but you already
no.
cutting out I'm short. So I feel, I got a lot of homies my height that are put together.
But you-
They got good jobs, they treat women right, they take care of their kids, all that. But now you saying you ain't gonna give him no time because you got on pumps today and he walked up to you?
Listen, little short.
That's why you have
See
to
what I'm
date.
saying?
That's why there's a dating
See
process.
what I'm talking about?
No, don't say see what you're talking about. It's a dating process. You have to go through the trenches to actually realize maybe this 5'2" little guy.
Ooh.
I mean, we're
I'm
not gonna be
talking about
ridiculous
you.
now. I ain't gonna say no
not
midget.
talking about you.
I'm just saying, I know what you're
speaking
saying, but 5'2"
hypothetically.
is a little
No, it's
person.
and it's a lot of little people out here.
Okay, so what height are you speaking to?
I'm
Let's
just
go,
saying
Let's
if
go
it-
5'8" and under. 5'8" and
It
under.
don't even matter.
Because y'all
Because
tall
if he
women.
don't look good, I don't care what size you
He
are.
GQ with it. He's smooth. He smell good. He dress
Kevin
good.
Hart, yeah, he Kevin Hart.
He
Oh,
dress
he's so
good.
cute. Oh,
He
he's
toned
so
up,
cute.
and he working.
Yeah,
he
he-
approach you and say,
Hi,
"Hey,
dear
but Kevin Hart
girl,
ain't
I
cute,
want to take
though.
you on a
dear
date.
Kevin.
What you gonna do?"
Black mushroom. Now that's money.
But
See,
he
that's
short.
money.
He
He's
got all
short.
that.
He a little. He
gets
he
re-
about
he gets-
5'8".
he
He
gets mad
5'8".
respect. I'm
You
gonna
like?
respect
I'll quote somebody who I'm married to. She went on a date. She stepped off the curve, and my man came to her shoulders. She never went on another date.
First lady.
Never went on another date.
Wow.
Cause she ain't
See?
dating no short
See?
man. So
I mean, I listen. We all have standards.
Thank you, Lord,
And there's
for
nothing
height.
wrong with standards. But my thing is,
For the
when you say you happily single, and then you say, you want a man that can do certain things, or you want a man to step up to the plate. What qualifications? Because a lot of women say that, and it's always around his money, his status, who he knows, what kind of car he drive. What
None of
if he
that-
drive a Honda Accord, but he pay his bills on time, and when you need your bill paid, he saved money. Instead of blowing his money on that BMW, he gonna go to the bank and
He
give you
don't
that
have to, 'cause I have 'em
$500 that he
all.
been
That's
saving.
fine.
But I'm saying you want a man that
He can-
it ain't about what you have. It's about knowing that he's gonna have your back in any scenario.
And that's absolutely
So
That's what we want.
That's what. But
hold on,
what if he ain't
hold
looking
on,
to
twin.
fuck?
Let her answer the question, bro.
Okay.
You making statements. You're not answering
All right,
questions.
you're right. I'm sorry.
So let her
down.
answer the first question. The first question I think Twin was getting at was, would you date someone who just, driving with a Honda Accord and
Well,
he's
he's not materialistic.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to be, because guess what? As long as you can get to my house and because I'm not picking you up and dropping you off.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely.
Now I agree
out
with
of
you
the
on that. A
question.
man should be able to
You-
provide
yes.
transportation.
You can be
for
driving the
himself.
Pinto. That's
for
fine.
himself. Yes.
Pull it not directly in front of, and it's not going in the driveway, but down
Around the corner,
something.
put it around the corner and come
Around
around.
the corner.
I'm parking around the corner now. Okay, I'll unlock the
Let
door.
me just say this.
playing,
Let
I'm
me just say
playing,
this, and I think I may be speaking for all the women here.
Okay.
We're looking for, and I'm not looking. I'm my bishop told me to get lost,
Yep.
Said because in the Bible says the man that finds a wife finds a good thing. I can't be
Absolutely.
looking and he looking too.
Right,
So
right,
with
right.
that being said, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. A man is a man, short, big, tall, little, green, blue, black, or orange.
Right.
If a man is a man and he's for you, and God say, baby, this is what I have ordained for you to do, that's what it's going to be. I don't care what you're driving. I don't care how long it takes for you to get there. That's what it's going to be. And then on top of that, all money don't bling. Just because you in a Hyundai don't mean that man don't have.
You better
He's
know
not
it.
established. The most men that I know that have money,
They don't
they
really
walk
care
around with
about that
them
stuff.
dirty boots, shoes
Yep.
on. They look the worst.
Yep.
That's because they working.
Exactly.
working
So
all the time.
at the end of it all I want is a man
To be a man.
to be
To
a
be a
man.
man. Okay.
Right,
I
exactly.
respect that. You want a man to
Respectful
be a
man.
man.
And then
Treat you
And some
good.
men don't know how to be a man.
I was getting ready to say, and then you
But-
ease into that whole disproportion of, did your mama or your daddy raise you right?
Right.
Do you know the
Well, a lot of
real
them don't have
rules
daddies.
of how to treat a woman, how to talk to a woman,
Yeah.
how to make love to a woman? Because there's a difference between making love, having sex, and effing.
Yes,
It's a difference.
Yes,
So
Lord.
it comes with all different ramifications. So like I said, if God say yes, I'm going to make sure that I listen.
Well, I hope you
Okay,
do. That's
shorty.
good. That's good.
All right,
See,
shorty.
now I'm short. You see what I'm saying?
All right,
Now
no
I'm-
5'2".
Oh, Tybo,
I walked into that one. All right, I gotta take that. I walked
got-
right on in and with my little short self. That's
I
all
got,
right.
Yes,
I got a
Lord.
boss question for you because you supervised me in the past. I'm a man. I'm a big burly guy. How rough is it for a woman to supervise a man with an ego like myself?
Well,
'Cause I
right
do got a
now,
big ego.
I currently still have that. Because the majority of my fellas, well, my staff is males. So, this is, I am the same person, which you should be able to verify. Whether I'm at work, whether I'm outside, whether I'm at the mall, I act the same exact way. The only thing that I ask you to do is show up and do your job. We will be the best of friends, but I will write you up if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you have to be able to have that balance where you can be the boss, but you can also be that person. I have an open door policy. At any given time, sometimes I may be wrong, and that's cool. I don't have a problem. It's your delivery, how you approach me with, hey, I need to speak with you. Come on in, shut the door, sit down, and let's talk. And if once we get together and we get to, discussing whatever your issue is, if I find that I am wrong, I have no problems with apologizing, and I will straighten it and correct it. So, I have a lot of respect as far as the fellas, but the females too, because I treat them the same way. And I hate when people say, women can't work together. It depends on what type of woman it is, because I can work with any female, and we're going to either work together. You're not going to change who I am as far as my personality. If you have issues within yourself, if I can't help you work them out, then okay, you stay in your lane, I'm staying in mine, but we're going to still keep pushing because I'm going this way, period. So with that being said, for me, it's easy because I stay true to who I am, and I don't switch up. I don't let titles, I don't let nothing change the person that I am. So,
I have a question. So, being in the field of the line of work that you're in, did you experience issues with being a woman as far as being promoted or being, overlooked
Absolutely.
because you're a female? Could you give us maybe just a quick little example of something or a story behind the scenario where you felt like I knew that was because I was a woman?
Well,
Good question.
it is a great question. For instance, not too long ago, I went from a position of the lieutenant to the captain.
Okay.
Then,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Insecurity, he knows.
We know.
What happens is, if your company loses out and another company comes in, a lot of times they come with the top head people. So with that being said, regardless of your comfortability of sitting there and already knowing everything, you have this person coming in, brand new, and then they want you to
Train them.
show them, right? And, because of, the reputation that I hold still there, I could have actually been gone when the company left that lost
The contract, the company lost the
I coulda-
contract, the new
but
company
there
come
wasn't
in.
no- we keeping her regardless. So y'all got to find a way to make this work.
Yeah.
with
That, I
her.
mean, I
Yeah.
work. I'm a contract.
Yeah.
I was a contractor with the government. I know how that goes. And
Yeah.
the one thing that people don't realize, because people say, "Well, contractors, you get fired any day."
Yep.
If you're doing your job at a high level, every time a company come in, they're gonna say, "We want to keep this person."
Absolutely.
You could be in the same building for 20 years and work for 10
Yes.
different contracting
Depending
companies.
on the impression that you
But
make.
if they like you, if they love you, they're gonna want to keep you. That's just the way it goes. So that just, shows how important and how good you did your job
Absolutely.
for them to want you to stay.
Well, being a lady of class,
Yes,
says,
sir.
I'm definitely darling.
Yes.
You as well as Miss Sunshine. I didn't get a chance to ask her this question, but she can chime in as well. What would you like to say? Because I think and I believe that it is so necessary right now. In the times and days that we are living in, our little girls have fallen by the twerk nation. And it is so belittling.
It is.
It's one thing to be free spirited, but there's another thing to not understand what is happening to you and how you looked upon. Now, all of us can enter a room together, and then we'll have another type of woman to enter the room. And everybody know what I'm talking about. I'm not. Let's just be candid. We got prostitutes. We have, like I said, the twerking nation. A woman who don't know how to put her clothes on, don't know how to carry herself. Are you that woman? Are you that one to go to this young lady or another woman of our age caliber to say, hey, let me pull you to the side. Can I talk to you
I
for a minute?
have.
Can I? May I? How effective has that been for you? I can tell you, me personally, out of 100%, maybe a good 80 have
Yeah.
responded.
Right. Because sometimes you find yourself trying to help someone, and the first thing they think you're hating, or
Looking
it's a
down
negative.
on
Yeah,
them.
and it's not that. You're just being you're seeing what they don't see.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of times it depends on the person, because I've had situations where that young lady listened, or she listened for the moment what she did afterwards, but then you have some that don't even want to hear it, period.
Right.
Like, okay, I'm grown, I do what I want to do or whatever, and you're not grown, and you're just trying to, because you were once
Someone
that
to help you.
age, and it's always good to have positive people who will pull you to the side, as opposed to sitting there and talking about you with everybody else, because
Right.
that happens a lot too.
Yes.
Instead of people coming together and saying, hey, let's talk to her, they'll sit there and talk, and then social media
The devil.
is crazy, and it's the worst, because one, you do get the attention, and a lot of times it's the wrong attention.
The wrong kind.
So young ladies, I guess I know several who feel like they have to do something in order for you to get attention, and you really don't. You can just be who you are,
Right.
and get just as much as this person that's going out their way to do all of this extra, because you don't have to do that.
Just being, and what our young people don't realize, our young girls, is just being a woman. Just having a vagina. No, seriously.
Somebody gonna want you.
You are powerful just
Somebody gonna want you.
because.
Somebody gonna want you. Believe that.
Yep.
That is, people say that, that. No, it is so much truth to that.
It is.
And I want to tell you a story. When I'm just going to say it. I was in the car. I witnessed this myself. A young lady walking down the street. I was in my car in this construction site, and she wasn't dressed to nothing. Like, she had clothes on, but she did not look appeasing to the eye. And she looked like she may have smelled. She looked like she may have just come off the street. She may have looked homeless. But you still had a construction man. Hey, babe. Hey. What I'm trying to tell you is, it's power in that thing. So,
You can cuss.
no, I know. I still have a standard.
I'm
though.
saying,
It's not-
power in the pussy. Go ahead and say it. That's what you want.
I said vagina.
I mean,
She was trying to be nice.
but when you
See,
run
this is
it,
what I'm talking about.
when you-
Class.
okay, you right.
When you have a,
you right.
when you
You're
have
absolutely right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
I
when you
can't.
control the man, it's pussy. It ain't vagina.
Okay.
Pussy make a man act crazy.
Okay.
Now, side
Not the
questions.
vagina.
Side,
I
side,
cannot.
You don't be like that. Vagina was great.
Twin, what is your?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know y'all about to get. We on the sideline questions. Sideline questions.
Okay, my
Twin,
question-
Your final question.
My
before we have to
final
wrap
question
this up.
is, for all three of the ladies, if you could sit down with a young man and give him one piece of advice on how to treat women, what would it be?
That's an outstanding question.
Respect. Number one, right? Okay. That's
Always
old-
respect the woman.
Always respect. Always. Exactly.
I mean, some
big.
people don't love their mother now.
They're not gonna be able to hear it from over there. So I'm a real.
Sunshine said respect,
Yeah. So
and she said respect also. And what?
That is.
Yes. Yeah, that's the truth. Respect. Definitely respect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
it's
that's what
so
it boils
much
down to.
disrespect.
Oh, it's a lot of it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what it
and-
boils down to.
DC, what is
Yeah.
your final question for Miss Balls?
My final question for Miss Balls. I think I pretty much asked her that already. But Miss Balls, where do you get this outfit from, girl?
Yes, darling.
Yes, you dressed to kill. Shoot 'em up, bang
Well,
bang.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, a little piece here, a little piece
Do you
there. I
own a
like to
boutique?
order
You
shop.
have.
No, I don't. But
No.
you know, that's
That's
Okay.
another endeavor.
Okay. All right.
By the
got my
by
own
the
style,
summertime,
like-
I
right?
know that's right.
Summertime, you might have
now
Boss
the summertime.
Boutique,
That's some, I got
Boss
something
Boutiques.
else to do. But you know, that sounds good.
That sounds
know.
good. All right, my final question before we let you go. Explain to that little girl out there
Okay.
what does it really mean to have your own, to be able to financially buy your own toys, be able to financially go anywhere you want to go and not rely on some crusty man or have to ask his permission to do so. Explain what it means to you to be a boss.
It is an outstanding feeling. And I would tell anybody, like, I've worked McDonald's, Wendy's a long time ago.
Oh,
you know,
man.
but at the same time, when you see a vision and you don't allow anything or anyone to stop, well, I don't. And like I said, you know, I'm never just content. So if it's something that you want, you push and you keep pushing, can't stop, won't stop. And I know that you see that, I say that a lot on my page because I live by that. You know, never give up, just continue to push whatever it is that you want. You can do it if you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
And you don't allow anybody, and don't depend on people to do anything for you.
Amen.
It doesn't matter, you know, a lot of people look at, oh, well, and, you know, my parents, everybody, they have their own money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the one that have my hands out, can you help me? I'm going to figure out a way to make it work, period. And thank you, Jesus, it has worked all of this time. And, you know, a lot of people look like, you know, wow, with the couple of moves that I'm, you know, looking into making now, you don't need this. You don't, you can't stop my flow. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing how people on the outside can tell you, you good right there. No, that may be good for you. However, when you know your full potential, you push until you feel that you've reached it. Nobody can reach that for me.
I like that.
Thank
Well,
you.
first
That's
and
nice.
foremost, thank you for coming.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
a
We
few
appreciate
times.
it.
You know, I was out there doing some craziness, and you was blind for a second.
Thank you for the outfit. Also, we appreciate it very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we
That is
we'll
all
take
right.
some pictures
Thank
so
you for
that
your
the
dedication
thirst
to
trap
the
can be real
situation at
later.
hand.
I got
dedication to
a
Absolutely.
great statement because your closeout goes well with this one.
Okay.
All right. even if it makes others uncomfortable. I will love who I am. Janelle Monáe.
Oh, Janelle Monáe.
Oh,
I love her.
that was a bad
She just did an
statement.
excellent movie.
We gon-
Antebellum was a great movie. She was the star of
haven't
that
seen
movie.
We're going to be back in 1 minute on Unpacked Radio.
All right.
All right.
That was awesome.
I'm going to slap. Welcome back to Unpacked Radio. I'm your host, The Pope. I got with me DC Baddest.
Hey,
and I got a
hey.
new nickname, 5'2".
5'2". Yes, sir. 5'2".
Oh, my God.
Call
The
me-
sideline conversations
you know
be
it.
real up in this show.
Little Dynamite. 5'2". Let's go.
Ooh,
All right,
he done added some stuff.
We're going to wrap this thing up.
man.
But great show, team. Great
Awesome.
show.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right. My final statement. My man, Lord, for the ladies out there, my dude, on behalf of all the ladies, do not send an unsolicited penis picture to any lady inbox without warning them, or at least having a general conversation, or at least trying to work up to it. So my dude, do not start off with sending the eggplant emoji to these young ladies' inbox, because I know a few young ladies have been on this panel, then had that issue on several occasions, and they had to call people out saying, I think she said, I'm not a clown, and I'm not an egghead, so therefore do not approach me in that manner. That's my man law for the day. And I just said enough quotes, so 5'2", what you got to say?
You know, I have 3 girls, and it's 2 things I try to tell them. One is always respect yourself. Always make people around you understand that you carry yourself a certain way, and that's how you're supposed to be treated. That's my politically correct way to them. And then I give them a little street law. Whatever a man asks you to do to him, he better do to you. So if he wants you to touch him, he wants you to pay a bill, he better do the same thing to you, no matter what he asks. If he's not willing to do that, then don't do it for him.
Good point. DC, what are your final remarks?
Well, I would like to say to my ladies and my upcoming little ladies is always be true to yourself. Always be true to yourself. Always know what it is that you want out of life, what it is that you desire, and follow it. Follow your heart's desires. And there is nothing that is when I say nothing, I'm talking about nothing. Nothing is too hard for you and God to accomplish. If you don't serve God, whatever God you serve, there's nothing too hard for it. Whatever you put your heart to, you go after it. Don't let anybody stop you. I don't care how many jobs you have to work. I don't care how many people's feelings you have to hurt. I don't care how many relationships you have to walk away from. Always be true to yourself. You can never go wrong being true to you. God will see you through the rest and live in peace and not pieces.
Now, that's a great closing
right.
statement. Next week, we'll be talking to the big dogs, and I mean the real big dogs. I got my man Michael Bishop coming in, a.k.a. Power Man. I got my man Sean Maddox coming in, and he's a bodybuilder. So we talking about the real big dogs, and we going to be talking about the male ego, and I'm going to tell y'all a little story
Holy
about how I
Ghost.
almost got in a fight in Gold's Gym parking lot. Next week on Unpacked Radio.
Help us,
Salute.
Holy Ghost.
Salute.
All right.